Whether you're rich, overweight, or have excellent game, a woman will always choose the guy she likes. What do we mean by this? Many people turn to online methods to meet a woman. Unfortunately, this is not an organic method, and talking online doesn't make it any easier. You see, meeting someone in person makes it easier for them to like you. The problem many men have is they don't know exactly what to say. But did you know the right words, tone of voice, and body language can create that organic attraction? Today, we look at some foolproof things you can say that will make any woman chase you. And no, it's not talking about the size of your wallet. Why men can't talk to women. Before we uncover the things you can say to make a woman chase you, we first need to look at some of the mistakes the average guy makes. You see, men, especially older men, have forgotten what the modern wants to hear. But one of the first mistakes most men make is that they rarely allow the woman the opportunity to talk. You see, men are so afraid of women not seeing them as a high-value man that they feel the need to continually talk about themselves and their accomplishments. The reality is that women simply do not care. Secondly, men constantly ask women questions. You see, it is useful to figure out who she is and what she wants. However, she doesn't want to feel like she's being interrogated either. Many men have this tendency to ask repeated questions, and this can feel intimidating. However, the biggest mistake men make is that they want a woman to see their sensitive side. This often involves talking about feelings and, more specifically, some of their previous relationships. Whilst many women might like it when you talk about your feelings, the fact of the matter is that they're simply just curious. The moment you talk about your feelings, or some of the bad things that have happened in your past, a woman smells weakness. In fact, she's always prying for any weakness she can find. To put it in layman's terms, she's seeking a reason to not date you, and this will give her the right reason. As a man, you don't want to show a woman any form of weakness. Women enjoy weakness in a man, and they will immediately feel like she's now in control of the conversations. It's much better to ask her sporadic questions and to ensure that these questions don't feel overwhelming. But what can you say to make a woman like you? Number 1, giving her earned compliments. One of the biggest problems with men is that they often compliment a woman immediately when they see her. It can be great to compliment her on her looks, but this will often fall on deaf ears. The reason she doesn't respond well to such compliments is that it's not earned. Much like any other human being, women also want to feel like they've earned the compliment. This not only shows that you're paying attention to her effort, but it also means that she needs to put in effort to attract you. If you see a woman who is very attractive, one of the best things you can do is ask her how she does it. In most cases, she might be working out, and this gives you an avenue to compliment her on. Instead of just doling out compliments, you can give her a compliment that involves the actual effort she put in. Instead of saying she's attractive, you can tell her how you admire her for her legs. Perhaps she might be putting in the reps in the gym, and you can definitely see that she's working hard due to her appearance. Don't just give out compliments, as this will often backfire when she doesn't really understand what she did to deserve it. Number 2, focus on specific features. The second point on this list is easy to combine with the first one. You see, women want to know that you see the finer things in life. For instance, you don't need to tell her how attractive she is. If you take some time and find a unique feature that makes her stand out, this will be the thing you want to use for the compliment. Perhaps she's wearing a flower in her hair, or she has some kind of jewelry that makes her look even more attractive. By directly highlighting this feature, you're more likely to get a positive response. In fact, many women will even go as far as telling you a story connected to the unique feature. She might have received it from someone, or she might just have an emotional connection to it. This is a great way to continue the conversation, and you can slide down this avenue. Now that you're talking about her connection to the unique feature, she's the one talking, and she doesn't have any pressure on her. When you compliment a woman on something broad or basic, she's likely to respond with a simple thank you. Number 3, ask questions where the answer will be no. One of the biggest misconceptions is the fact that we always want people to say yes. It is quite satisfying when someone says yes to your every whim. However, women and society have become desensitized to constantly saying yes. One of the most unique ways to get what you want is actively asking questions, and she responds with no. Instead of asking, "Would you like to go out on a date with me?" you can ask, "Would it be crazy for me to ask you on a date?" As you can see, she's likely to respond with no. And no actually means yes. This is a very unique technique, which has become popular through Arthur Christopher Voss. With years of experience working as an FBI hostage negotiator, it's one of the many techniques he's used to help with hostages. Number 4, common ground for conversations. They say opposites attract. However, opposites rarely have anything in common to make a relationship last. If you're 40 or older and watching this video, you're likely seeking a partner you can settle with. The best way to screen potential partners is to look at common ground. You want to talk about different topics and see which topic she latches onto. When you found the right topic, it's much easier to have a conversation. This is often called the golden mirror, where you're now mirroring her likes. It establishes a sense of rapport, and now she feels like the two of you are similar. Whilst many say that opposites attract, science tells a different story. According to various studies, women have much more success in long-term relationships when they date someone who has the same hobbies and interests as themselves. This also allows them to spend more time together bonding. Number 5, playful insults. One of the things you often avoid is insulting a woman. You see, men have the misconception that women should be treated with the utmost respect and that you should only say positive things. However, reality is much different. Women want a man who can treat them as human beings and not a princess. She also wants you to be yourself as much as possible. Playful insults are not only effective at showing a woman that you're not afraid of her walking away, but they naturally build sexual tension as well. The more sexual tension you can build, the more of a drive she'll have to continue liking you. Now, bear in mind that you don't want to insult her character. You also want to pull some of the punches. If she tells you that she feels uncomfortable with some of the things you say, you should stop doing them. However, sexual tension is often built when two people have a conversation where they subtly insult one another. Number 6, humor is your best friend. If you don't have a sense of humor, you'll have a hard time with any relationship. You see, women respond well to men who make them laugh. Since the world is already so frustrating and tough, being the one who can make her laugh or smile makes you memorable. It also means that she's associating you with positivity. In fact, a man who has a good sense of humor can have far more success than a wealthy man who's kinda awkward. You should brush up on your humor, even if you start by quoting some of your favorite movies. The idea is that you allow her to associate you with positivity. This is the exact opposite of what other men who are constantly talking about serious stuff. Life's already serious, and women don't want to constantly talk about it. Number 7, make her crave your attention via text messages. One of the most powerful tricks that have yielded incredible success for many men is when you make a woman crave your attention via text messaging. You see, women are used to men who are constantly responding and those who are always trying to impress them. However, the text message expert will tell you that texting should only be used for making dates. We believe that the best thing to do with text messaging lies somewhere in the middle. You see, ignoring a woman all day and only talking to her when you want to set up dates runs the risk of her forgetting about you. You want to talk to her over the phone or via text messaging, but nothing serious. This means that nothing serious should be discussed via text messaging, and you're far better off talking about something funny or even what you've done during the day. This means that nothing serious should be discussed via text messaging, and you're far better off talking about something funny or even what you've done during the day. It instills a sense of positive emotions in her mind. And whenever she sees a text coming from you, her mind automatically sees it as something positive. But don't talk all day. You need to know when not to talk, or she'll think you have nothing else to do. Number 8, when you talk, show her you have potential. Everyone's going around telling you need to be rich if you want to get the girl. Well, this is not the case, and women don't care if you're rich. What she cares about is whether you have the potential to care for her in the future and to provide for her. When you're talking to a woman and the conversation does go into something serious, you're looking to direct the conversation to your own goals. You want to talk about what you're about to achieve instead of what you've achieved. she'll realize that you're someone with a lot of potential, and this will be very attractive to her. In fact, a woman is more than likely to reach out to you, realizing that she cannot find any other guy with the same drive. This also makes her see that you have potential for the future and that you'll be able to provide. It's also worth noting that women do want to build with their partners. She wants to help him achieve his goals, which naturally allows her to feel like she is contributing. Number 9, make her think a little bit. One of the most common things we've seen with women is how they desire an intelligent man. In fact, a woman also has a mind, and she wants to use it. This means that you should focus your conversational skills on giving her something that will tickle her curiosity. The main reason why someone like James Bond gets all the women is the sense of mystery that surrounds him. The more she wonders, the more she becomes obsessed with trying to solve this mystery. Additionally, you don't want a woman to stop thinking about you the moment the conversation comes to an end. By making her see you as a mystery, you're likely to notice that she'll continue thinking about you, and she'll also be the one who will reach out. Women hate unsolved mysteries, and they'll continually try to fill the gaps. If they cannot, their imagination tends to take over. Number 10. Tap into her imagination. One of the most important things for most women is their imagination. You see, a woman's imagination is extremely powerful, and she heavily relies on this as a way of looking into the future. You want to create the ideal fantasy in her mind, which tends to make her see how things could be if she chooses you. To tap into her imagination, you can once again talk about the future, but you should not be afraid of talking about something ridiculous as well. You see, women can justify anything in their minds, and this is what she will do when you talk about something that might seem impossible. Additionally, it also lingers in her mind, which means that even when you're not present or talking to her, you're living rent-free inside her mind. We recommend that you focus on tapping into her imagination frequently. Number 11, never be the first to reveal your feelings. One of the main themes we often focus on is who has the power in the relationship. Many people will tell you that it should be 50-50, but this is not what women desire. In fact, she wants to have her partner be in control and lead her throughout the relationship. If you like a woman, the last thing you should do is be the one to reveal his feelings first. You see, a woman wants to know where she stands with you, but when you reveal your feelings first, you often see that she pulls away. She might tell you how overwhelmed she is by what you have to say. What you want to do is to drag it out as long as possible until she becomes submissive. A submissive woman often embodies her own femininity, and this will be extremely attractive to men. You'll also find that fewer problems pop up, and she's more than likely to follow your lead. When it comes to any form of emotion, it should be the woman who is driving it forward. Talking to women might seem complicated, but it doesn't have to be. With a little bit of effort and making sure you say the right things, she's more than likely to desire you. But this won't make any difference if you can't establish sexual tension. We recommend watching the next video to find out how.